During the Middle Ages, ancient Egypt was largely forgotten in Europe. The Great Pyramids still stood, silent and enigmatic in the desert, and occasionally travelers stumbled upon tombs containing mummified bodies. But few understood who these preserved people were, or why their bodies had lasted for centuries. Rather than inspiring awe, these mummies were often treated as curiosities, and eventually as medicine. In Europe, a strange practice took hold. Ground mummy powder, called mumia, was believed to have healing properties. Apothecaries sold it as a cure for everything from headaches to bleeding. For centuries, mummies were looted from Egyptian tombs and shipped to Europe, not for their historical value, but to be ground into powder and consumed as a kind of miracle drug. It wasn't until the 1700s that a deeper curiosity about ancient Egypt began to emerge. Travelers returned from Egypt with more artifacts and stories, sparking an intellectual fascination. Yet even then, mummies were rarely treated with respect. Some were sold to collectors. Others were used to make a popular pigment in art, known as mummy brown. The preserved dead of Egypt were still seen more as objects than as people of a great civilization. In the 19th century, the fascination with Egypt exploded into full-blown Egyptomania. Napoleon's invasion of Egypt had brought with it a wave of scholars, artists, and scientists. The discovery of the Rosetta Stone in 1799 unlocked the secrets of hieroglyphs, and Europeans began to grasp the richness of Egyptian history. Mummies, with their strange ancient aura, became symbols of this rediscovered past. Wealthy Europeans began buying mummies and shipping them to London and Paris. In fashionable circles, public mummy unwrapping parties became the height of exotic entertainment. In private salons and scientific societies, invited guests would watch as the linen wrappings were slowly removed, revealing the shriveled face and body beneath. These events were part science demonstration, part spectacle, and part morbid curiosity. Some believed that disturbing these ancient dead brought misfortune, an idea that would later grow into the legend of the mummy's curse. By the late 19th century, attitudes began to change. Serious archaeologists, horrified by the careless destruction of mummies and tombs, pushed for more careful excavations. Museums began preserving mummies properly, recognizing them as invaluable windows into the ancient world, not merely oddities or sources of entertainment. Thus, over the course of several centuries, Europe's relationship with mummies was transformed, from medicine to spectacle, and finally to scientific treasure.